Hi, my name is Amanda Fiorio, and this recording is for Block 2, Task 1. Hi David, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you. My role here today is to provide healthy eating advice in line and according with the Australian dietary recommendations, any information and offer suggestions about the types of foods you can eat to meet the advice. Information you might seek to do with the provision or specific or individualized dietary analysis or advice or information regarding specific diets is not within my scope. However, I can offer referrals to allied health professionals that can assist you with this. Today we will work through this dietary habits questionnaire to identify the amounts and types of foods that you consume on a day-to-day basis. Was that your understanding of what our meeting will be about today?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. What is it that you're hoping to attain from our meeting today? So basically just on this form here, what is your dietary goal?
To know what's good and what's bad to eat and try and eat a lot more healthier.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so let's get started with this. Let's just pop in your name. So it's David Domino, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a little while. Have you been keeping well?
I've been keeping fantastic.
Oh, that's good. How's the training going?
Very good.
Oh, wonderful. Good to hear. Okay, the date's today the 15th of the 3rd. Okay, so your dietary goal, from what you've said, to know what to eat and what not to eat, the best advice that I can give to you for that would be using the Australian dietary guidelines, looking at that and then referencing to what you do eat and then making recommendations based on what you are saying in correspondence with the dietary guidelines.
Okay.
So I'll put to know what the Australian dietary guidelines recommend to eat and not to eat in line with your current eating habits. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay. Alright, so have you got any diseases, allergies, intolerances?
No.
Okay, wonderful. Alright, we'll just go through all the different groups of foods in accordance with the Australian dietary recommendations, and you just basically tell me how many serves of each of those you have per day. So how many serves of vegetables do you usually eat per day? A serve of vegetables is classified as half a cup of cooked veggies, half a cup of lentils or chickpeas, 1 cup of salad, vegetables, or half a medium potato or 1 tomato. What would you say you would have
4
per
to
day?
5.
Okay. So would it be 4 or 5?
Probably 5.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. How many serves of fruit do you usually eat per day? 1 serve of fruit is 1 medium apple, banana or orange, 2 small apricots, 1 cup of diced or canned fruit, half a cup of fruit juice.
Probably 3 maybe.
3 serves, okay. How many serves of bread and cereals do you usually eat per day? So 1 serve of bread or cereal is either a slice of bread, medium roll, half a medium roll, half a cup of rice or pasta, half a cup of cooked porridge, a 1/4 cup of muesli.
Probably 5.
5. Okay. So we've got dairy. So how many serves of dairy do you usually eat per day? One serve would be classified as a cup of fresh or long life or buttermilk, half a cup of evaporated milk, 2 slices of cheese, half a cup of ricotta, 3/4 cup of yogurt. So include, sorry to interrupt you, so think about like milk that you might be having in coffee, in cereals,
probably about
yogurts.
2, maybe 2.
Yeah, okay. Okay. and meats and alternatives that you might eat per day. So those serves will consist of 65 grams of cooked leg meat. I know you may not be weighing your food at the moment, but this is what they recommend. So just based off what you know, so things like fish, meat, chicken, eggs, legumes, beans, lentils. Don't know if you eat tofu.
Probably two.
2 per day?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Now, discretionary choices. Do you know what they are?
No.
Okay, so the foods that really our gut doesn't need at all, but we do have on occasion. So looking at this list below, in 1 week, not per serve, in 1 week, how often would you have the following things? 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 slices of processed meat, 1.5 thick or thin sausages, half a snack size of salty crackers or crisps, 2 to 3 sweet plain biscuits, 1 donut, chocolate, soft drink, a slice of cake or a small muffin, hot chips.
Oh, not very. Probably maybe 1 time a week.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. Do you drink alcohol?
No.
Okay, great. That's excellent. And no wine,
No.
pies, pastries, no? So you
Maybe
still...
just the occasional donut.
Okay, so you average that out at 1 a week?
Maybe 1 a week.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Okay, so if we have a look at the questionnaire and this is for you, the Healthy Eating for Adults brochure. It basically goes through all the guidelines as well as what discretionary choices are and tips for choosing nutritious foods and drinks also. So here, as you can see, we've got guideline 1. It's based on the Australian dietary guidelines, basically to be of a healthy weight, be physically active, and choose amounts of nutritious food and drinks to meet your energy needs. Guideline 2, to enjoy a variety of nutritious foods from the 5 food groups, which is what we just spoke about. So your dairy, your meats, your breads and cereals, your fruits and your vegetables, and eating obviously those every day. And then your guideline 3, which is to limit your intake of foods containing saturated fat, added salt, added sugar, and alcohol. But you're doing really well with just 1 serve per week. Alcohol is also a really big one that you need to be thinking about if that is something that you do consume. But as you said, you don't, so that's wonderful. Guideline 4 is to encourage, support, and promote breastfeeding, which obviously isn't the case for you, but it's good to know. And guideline 5 is caring for your food, preparing it and storing it safely. We also have the discretionary choices here and what they are. So it's a bit like what we just discussed, giving you examples of what things you might eat. They're called this because they are not an essential or necessary part of our dietary patterns. Discretionary foods are high in kilojoules, saturated fat, added sugars, added salt, or alcohol. If chosen, they need to be eaten only sometimes and in very small amounts. So that's something to consider and think about when you are eating day to day. Tips for choosing nutritious foods and drinks. We need to be sure that we're having foods from the 5 food groups every day while limiting foods that are not essential to our health, which would be from that discretionary choices, but also just being mindful that even though these are the 5 food groups that we need to have every day, making sure that we're not eating too much of it either. So some tips that you can use are planning ahead and stock up on any basic nutritious foods like whole grain cereals and other grain foods, reduce fat milk, lentils or other legumes, eggs, frozen or canned foods without added sugars or added salt. This way you can eat at home more often and cook meals yourself by adding in fresh ingredients as opposed to eating out. Choosing a variety of types of and colours of fresh vegetables and fruit that are in season. Try new ways of cooking with vegetables like roasting, baking, barbecuing, stir frying, adding extra vegetables and legumes to your recipes where you can. Use fruit for snacks and desserts. Lean red meats are important, but a maximum of 455 grams minimum is recommended each week. Including 1 to 2 meat-free meals each week. Include eggs, legumes such as beans and tofu and nuts and seeds. Choosing a reduced fat variety of milk, yogurt and cheese. Including small amounts of foods rich in unsaturated fats such as oils, spreads, and nut butters, pastes and avocado. Drinking plenty of water instead of drinks with added sugar or alcohol. Choosing carefully when eating out. Limit creamy, commercially baked or fried foods. Store unused cooked food in the fridge. And this is in regards to older people, but if they have trouble with their teeth, to have food that's in a soft texture. So that's basically the information that's given to us from the government in regards to healthy eating, and that's for you to keep. Based on this, I will now be able to put together a consultation sheet, so basically showing you the differences between what you are eating, the amounts of serves that you're having, as well as what the actual guidelines are and how much you're having of it or how little you're having of it, and how we could possibly balance that out a little bit for you throughout the day, but then also throughout the week. How does that sound to you?
Good.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much for coming to meet me today, David.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Have a good night.
Bye.